Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Thursday Night Dead Cells. We are, this might shock you, going to play some Dead Cells. What is our goal? What is our through line here? I don't know. I've actually, as you might be able to tell from the fact that I've got like a solid, I don't know, 2/3, 3/4 of these bottles filled up. What did he say to me? What did you fucking say to me? That's right, you just sit there with your scroll and your horns. Jerk. Anyway, as you might be able to tell by the fact that I've got a good amount of these bottles filled up, I'm actually kind of, Ice Shard and the Assassin's Dagger. I'm kind of closing in on the end game. At least, the end game in the sense of, like, beating the final boss, which, as I'm sure anyone who has played a roguelike ever knows, that doesn't mean you have to, like, stop playing or anything. It's just... it's where the conventional, the linear part of the game ends. After that, it becomes, you know, how many times can you win with what, you know? But, yeah, I have seen the final boss. I have beheld him. I have fought him once. But, yeah, like, we'll see if maybe we can make it to him over the course of the stream. If not, life goes on. I would very much prefer to beat the finale boss on camera, even though I haven't really been paying too much diligence to that part, like that with the series so far. Just because, we'll go for red. And I think the Ice Bow is a little bit better than the Ice Shard, although not, like, super much so. Magnet Grenade 2+, yeah, sure. Even though I haven't been, like, super diligent about getting everything on camera so far, just because, you know, it's the capstone of the series, and I don't know how many more episodes of Thursday Night Dead Cells we're gonna do. I do like to keep the Thursday slot fresh. It is the hardest of the, I'm talking here. Hello, Go-Go. It is the hardest of the 3 stream slots I do to get people to come to, for various reasons, I assume. But, so it is always good to keep... Ooh, the explosive crossbow. Okay. I unlocked this the other day. But, yeah, so, like, the series is not... This is not the last episode, at least not unless something goes horribly wrong. But there will probably only be a couple more. I don't like to have my Thursday night shows overstay their welcome. Yes, hello to you as well, Go-Go. If you're wondering, general you, if anyone is wondering about the explosive crossbow, that is actually the item that you get from the weird, like, little tower that's always locked up in the Promenade of the Condemned. Turned out that the way to get the third key is that it's just hidden in the environment. There's a little potted rose in the overworld, and you just smack that a couple times with your downward strike. And that is how you get the blueprint for the explosive crossbow. It is pretty good. I think it is one of my favored bow weapons. Although, to be honest with you, I kind of like all the bow weapons. I think I am an archer, if I had to give myself a servant class. Yeah, we can head on through to the toxic sewers, I think. What do we have to unlock? Shoots enemies who pass beneath it. Okay, so it's Oh, it's the things from Half-Life. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna level with you. I've already put some into unlocking the counterattack mutation, but I very rarely use shields. So I'm gonna pour this into unlocking the barnacle because that seems more like something that I would actually use. Let's upgrade this to plus plus just for giggles, basically. Yeah, I'm into that. All right. And we'll go with combo. You can't go wrong with combo. Combo is the classic. Combo. Now I'm thinking about combos. The weird little like pretzel snacks. They're like cylindrical and they got like a flavored filling in the middle. I haven't had those in like several years, I don't think. Now I really want some. We're gonna have to like maybe next time we go to the store. I'll see if I can pick up a bag of those. I think they made cracker ones too, but I was always more fond of the pretzel because I don't think the cracker ones had any salt on them. And that's the secret with a snack like that is that it's just flavored salt. Is basically the gist. If there wasn't a stigma against such a thing, you could probably get a reasonable amount of people to just consume flavored salt. If you like sold it in a bag or something. Actually, now that I think of it, that's a thing. You don't eat it by yourself, obviously, but there is such a thing as a seasoning salt. There's like your garlic salts and whatnot. And whatnot. And whatnot. Did also unlock the spider rune, but I'm pretty sure that was on camera. But if you missed last week's stream, the spider rune lets you walk up walls, basically. And it is the last of the persistent rune upgrades you get. Yeah. I guess we could have gone for green, because the exploding crossbow is both both green and blue. But, I might want to replace this with another bow later, possibly. Possibly. It's not a sure thing. And if I end up doing that, that'll be useful to have. What am I looking at here? I gotta, like... What the hell? Seems like a lot of trouble to go through for a single amethyst. Said amethyst too loudly. Noelle's gonna suddenly pop up in the stream. I don't know how to get to that. That's weird. Those things turn too quickly. The Assassin's Dagger is good, but the simple fact that it requires enemies to have a back means that it's not great against everything. Because some enemies don't have one, including those fucking mushroom things in the next area. But for now, it's good. And I'm happy to have it. Especially since we rolled increased crit damage on it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Is there anything down here we can explore? No. Whoopsie! Alright. Yes. We will take a red. I've come to believe that the path to success in Dead Cells, is this one better than the one we have? Yes. Like, strictly better, albeit only a little bit. Oiled sword? Eh. Actually, we should pick it up just so we can recycle it, but, like, I don't really care about that, to be honest with you. Oiled sword is great with some things, but not super much on its own. But yeah, I've come to believe that the path to success in Dead Cells is you spec into one of the three stats, and then you choose a second one as like a secondary, basically. What's this all about? Huh. Interesting. But, yeah, what was I talking about? I've completely forgotten. Right. So, I think that the way that you make a Dead Cells run work, you spec into one of the stats, and then you take another as a backup. I pretty much never spec into survival because I don't really use shields that much. But I do take it as a backup sometimes. Because admittedly, sorry, I had to focus for a second there to kill that scorpion. Admittedly, the one mutation that gives you some health back after you kill an enemy is nice to have if you've got a run where you're doing, like, a fair amount of damage and can kill enemies quickly, which, in a game like this, is not super rare a thing to find. I do also like to get physical with the red, which is durability, or no, not durability, brutality. Different word that ends in itty. But yeah. I do think, by the way, that the shield thing is like a preference of mine. Would never deign to say that shields in Dead Cells are bad. I think it is more that I am just not a shield person in this game. Okay. That, like, extra powerful crits thing is really doing some work for us when we're able to get behind enemies. To the surprise of nobody, I'm sure, but, you know. How's everyone doing out there in Streamland? Is Streamland the name of a website yet? I feel like it should be if it's not. Okay. You really cannot go wrong with the just roll behind them and stab them in the back. The hell is the purpose of that? Oh, as like a stepping stone to get up here, I guess. The cleaver. I don't really want this. Probably end up taking fireworks tech, at which point anything that's not a grenade becomes like a suboptimal investment, basically. You're doing tired but good. That's good. Well, not so much the tired part, but the good part. Corrupted Power. I think I unlocked that between the last stream and this one. It is fine. Basically just a damage boost that also makes you take more damage while you're using it. I have not found it to be like super useful myself, but you know. Well, I've been pinged on Discord. What is the truth? my GF explaining things about Japanese dolls to me. Which, if I phrase it that way, it almost sounds like I'm complaining or something, but I'm not. I actually greatly appreciate her knowledge on various things of that nature. I forgot that I unlocked Parting Gift. Let's try this. I don't know how I feel about rolling with this when we're not using a bow as like a primary weapon, but who knows? We can always reset our mutations. I have learned that the price for the initial mutation reset is like something you can usually afford to pay. Screw it, we'll do it. Oh, it's just another one of these, but this one is colorless. This might actually have been worth it. Plus 20% damage taken, that's not great. This seems alright as it is, and we can re-roll it to improve the modifiers. So providing we don't die, which is a big providing, probably like a fairly sound investment. Okay, I knew there was one down there. You're gonna have to forgive me, I'm gonna play kind of boringly until this curse wears off. Oh boy, there's one of those mushroom guys down there. I don't feel like dealing with that while I'm cursed. Oh. Alright. Well, shit. Maybe I should have taken a bit more of a look around first. Okay, we got through it. Okay. Again, the mushroom fuckers, like, not a huge fan. We should remember that we have these secondary things we can use. Not that it mattered right then, apparently. We will save that for later. I really do like the mechanic of the colorless items because it lets you sort of do things that your run would not normally allow because of how you expect yourself. Okay, gotta kill 3 more angry fellas. Why? The map says that there's like a space here, but there's visibly not. That's pretty weird. Why would I ever do that? Oh, that counted as me killing it for some reason. Not complaining. Fucking buh. Awesome. Okay. We did it. Come on, Vamonos. Everybody, let's go. Explosive decoy. No, I don't think so. Explosive decoy is fine. Not really my bag, though. How do we get over there to deal with that guy? A lot of things happen when we kill an enemy right now. A bomb drops. They get, they turn into a swarm of worms. Whose sprites I still cannot see as having anything but cute little bows on their heads. I don't know if that's what that's supposed to be, but that's what it looks like. Maybe that's just to indicate that they're friendly. Because I think you can occasionally encounter non-friendly biting swarms. Another one. Mushroom Man, why do you make spikes? Started going for Ocean Man there, and then, you know, sometimes things are best left unsaid. I'll take an ice grenade. Be useful against Conjunctivius, who I've now beaten a couple times, although it's still certainly not a sure thing. Also useful against the mushrooms, since if you freeze them, they can't do that spike thing anymore. You know. Those aren't bows. I don't know if they're bows. They look like bows. But, like, I don't see why they would be, if that makes sense. But then again, like I said, maybe it's just to indicate that they're friendly. Oh, right. It is interesting to me how many enemies in this game are basically just the zombies from the first level, but changed in some way. Well, actually, now that I think about it, there's only actually 3 enemies total that are that, including the zombies themselves. So maybe saying how many is a bit misleading. But they have, like, the same basic animations, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Check something real quick here. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to business here. Whoa, hi. Okay. An infantry grenade. No, I'm good. Grenades are best for, like, inflicting status effects or incapacitating enemies, I think. They don't really do very well as, like, damage inflicting things. That's more the role of the stationary traps, I think. That's my thoughts on the matter, anyway, as someone who has yet to technically finish this game. Yeah, you know. Let's see. Heavy crossbow. The sadistic stiletto is tempting. However, I'm gonna take the frantic sword. This might be a stupid idea, because this has, the double damage taken, 1% of HP restored on attack mod. I'm going to roll that off, because I don't think it's a good fit for what we're doing right now. But I think we'll be able to get to the end of the level with it, okay, hopefully. Now, I say that, I am cognizant of the fact that if we had had this modifier when I got hit by those bats earlier, we would have just straight up died. So maybe I'm being a fool. But, you know. The difference between a fool and a hero is that one of them doesn't die. I don't remember where I heard that. I think it was someone talking about Fate Stay Night several years ago, before I had actually seen it and knew what the relevance of that discussion was. This is a bad idea. I'm gonna do it anyway. See? We didn't even get anything good. We got a fucking shield. Although, again, like, if you're the sort of person that actually uses the shield, that might be amazing, but your girl does not. Will I ever use the shield? Well, I keep saying the shield, but I mean like shields in general. Maybe the right one comes along, convinces me to settle down, engage in a long-term relationship. The joke is that I am comparing shields to being married. I don't know why I'm doing that. But, probably, not even probably, definitely better than those fucking, stupid shirts you used to see a lot that was like, what the hell? There's a thing over there, and I don't know how to get to that. Okay, there's a little bit of map we got left to explore. Those fucking shirts you'd see years ago that were like, picture of a wife and a husband, and it would say, like, game over on it. Like, the epic married gamer humor that we all enjoy, obviously. Of course, being a little bit sarcastic when I say that. What the fuck? Okay. What is this? I don't think I've ever seen this before. Secret zone discovered. Oh, it's Dark Souls. It actually is Dark Souls. Wave of denial. Sure. Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, now I have more cells than Bill Gates. Does Bill Gates have a particularly impressive number of cells? Sure. For the purposes of this joke, he does. Although, to be honest with you, calling it a joke is perhaps slightly generous. It's more of just like a reference. Or a meme, as the kids call them these days. I know that meme is a narrower category of thing. You don't need to tell me. I've been here before. I've been around the block hundreds of times. You might ask what the block is. Let me tell you something. The name is very descriptive because it's a block. Neighborhood block, the block of cheese. All blocks fundamentally are the same block. Or, depending on who you ask, there's one true block and we are all just echoes of it. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, by the way, so if you do, congratulations, you are now a theologian. Theologian? That's not what I meant to say there, but I've kind of lost track of what I did mean to say. Sure, let's unlock this. And that. Pump that up there. Yeah, that's good. Victims emit a toxic cloud. Yeah, sure. This is a weird one because there's no real single thing that we specialize in. I guess we'll go with melee. Melee. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and then when I come back, we'll fight conjunctivitis. That's not how you pronounce that. I'm like reasonably sure. Oh, I forgot to get myself another drink. Hold on. Go retrieve a soda. Brought to you by the refreshing taste of Diet Coke. Except not really, because I am not nearly famous enough to have sponsorship. You know what happens weirdly often to me is cords getting stuck under legs of chairs. It's legitimately strange to me. Alright. Let's go. Something that did not occur to me. I do not have any way to deal like trap damage to these guys. Like I don't have anything that lets me attack them, like do damage without attacking them actually. Although I don't know, the frantic sword seemed to work okay there. God, really? Get him caught at just the wrong angle. Probably does not come as a surprise that the dispersal wave not doing a whole hell of a lot for us on this fight. Okay. Just heal. Just, like, don't panic, and I think we'll be fine. I still need to work out what determines when and how an enemy gets stunned. Because I don't know. I think that the gist is that, anything that does, like, a sufficiently large amount of damage will do it. But, I think there might be more to it than that. I'm not positive. Ouch. Up again. Okay, right, we're doing this now. I understand. I said that I understood, I didn't say I knew how to dodge it. So those are different things. Fight apparently actually used to be significantly harder. I don't know what they changed, but I have heard that from people. Maybe that was one of the other ones. I think it was Conjunctivius. Which, by the way, what a name. Why are the biters attacking the doors? That's weird. Yo, like, stop? Having much more trouble with the tentacles than I normally do. Phrasing. Jeez, another one? Okay, thank you. Fucking stop moving, please. Trying to murder you. Really hope that none of my neighbors hear me saying this and think that I'm talking to a person instead of a weird ceiling octopus thing in a video game. Okay, I mean, I guess it's not really very similar to an octopus, but what the hell would you call it, if not that? Gonna lie to you, going to be a little bit annoyed if I die here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay. Okay. Taken care of. Oh, did it drop another blueprint? I figured it had run out by now. What is this? Gastronomy? What have we here? Spite Sword 3L. By virtue of being colorless, or, what the hell are the orange ones called? Legendary, I think? This does seem to be a good deal bit better than the fucking the Frantic Sword. I also do like the moveset tiny bit better on this. I want to get rid of this 1 HP thing. Oh, that's an intrinsic. Oh no, it's not. Okay. That's fine. I mean, really, we're here more for the damage than anything else. And hey, we got the thing unlocked on the Legendary Forge. Also, we should drop this off. What does Gastronomy do? Huh, it makes food better and gives you a damage bonus when you eat. That's interesting. Fascinating. Simply fascinating. Alright. Let's rock and roll all night and party every day. I've ever talked about how much that rhyme bothers me. Like 99% of the time, I'm of the opinion that people care far too much about things, quote-unquote, not rhyming in songs, because usually it's just a half rhyme, or a slant rhyme, or a cut rhyme. There's about 1,000 different terms for that, I think. Man, I just want to check. No, okay. I didn't think that we would have made it in time, but I figured no reason to not at least take a peek. But that one, it just bothers me for some reason. Rock and roll all night and party every day, because the I there is the start of the next line, but the way that it's broken up, it doesn't really sound like it. It's just... I'm not a fan, I suppose. Granted, have I ever been like a Kiss stan in general? No. But, you know. A whip. I do not want it, but thank you. We should pretty much be good now on weapons. Until the end of the game, maybe even. Then we might find something better. I shouldn't dismiss the very idea out of hand. Oh, there was a thing there. Okay. Fall back. Now is the time for a planned retreat. Heal up. It's all fine. I feel like the dispersal wave doesn't really work. At least not very well. Those guys with the chains are easy as long as you can get under the actual, well, chain. The thing after which they are referred to. Any y'all got amulets? Well, that's grisly. Sometimes you'll find one of those in the promenade and they will have an amulet on them. Not to be confused with an amulet that doesn't enter the gungeon thing. Okay, this will be the key for the what's it called? The door over in the center of the graveyard. This area is structured interestingly. There's a surface area and then a pretty extensive underground that you need to find the key in here to get to. And it is mandatory. Going to the underground is not like a bonus thing. You got to do it to get to the next part of the game. We should also keep in mind the only path forward takes us to the Forgotten Sepulchre. So, we should make an attempt to have 8,000 gold. So that way we can buy the light, the deployable light, when we get there. It's also not, like, a bad item in general, really. This is bad. Okay, stop rolling around. Take a second. Ponder life's mysteries, now kill them. Not the mysteries, your enemies. Killing a mystery. Y'all like Sarah McLachlan? McLachlan? I think it's McLachlan, actually. Okay, so the same. Maybe literally the same, or was that a different, like, they just... the same tile, for lack of a better word, happened to generate twice there. I'm not sure. Oil grenade, not really of any particular use to us right now. Yeah. A frontline shield. I don't think I've ever used one of those. Because it kind of kills the main thing about shields, which is parrying. You know, the little grenade that this shoots off, it's not incredible, but it's not nothing. I think people underestimate those sometimes. Ooh. Hi. Drink up. There's no reason to die here. Yeah, there's one of those, bell... I guess those are actually lanterns. I don't know why I've been thinking that they were bells. One of those lantern dudes with the thing that makes the enemies invisible in an area around him. Now, on my laptop... those guys are much easier to spot because the fog makes my computer lag, or not my computer, but the game lag like mad. No. Do not really want a Frost Blast right now. You might ask why I go into, like, every single thing. Simple fact of the matter is that being thorough is just like a good idea. I think that all that's in here. The first time I came through here, there was blueprints in that building, but I think on subsequent playthroughs it's just some gems, which I'm not particularly concerned about, and getting in there is kind of a pain. So I am not going to worry about it. Some cells, all stacked up nicely in a container. The importance of cells kind of fluctuates depending on whether or not you presently have many things to unlock, and I do, so I'll gladly take them. Terrain worked to my advantage there. Actually getting hooked is not really a problem. It's getting smacked by the follow-up that's an issue. I got hit by the hook right as he froze there. That was interesting. Should not recklessly smash down through here. Smashdown sounds like the name of a band. It's like a fusion of Smash Mouth and Shinedown. I'm not taking a cursed treasure chest this late in the game. Really, like, the second level, third at the absolute most, is about as late as you can convince me to take one of those. But we're doing so much more damage already, is the thing. There might come a point where, like, the regular damage from, a non-colorless weapon starts to outclass what we've got going on, but I don't think that's going to be for a bit yet. On healing a little bit longer. I want to be cautious, but I also don't want to use all of my heals just yet. Of course, if I die with healing still left in the tank, I'm going to feel like an idiot, but, you know. These are the games we play, Mr. Bond. Y'all into that meme of the guy from the one James Bond movie playing like, I think in the original film, which I've admittedly never seen, it was like a poker game, but they edited it to be like Uno and other silly things. I'm pretty fond of it, to be honest with you. It's like a good time. There's nothing weird about it. It's just a classic, you know, switching, not switching bait and switch. You think he's gonna be playing poker, but instead it's like Uno or fucking Beyblade or something equally ridiculous. Uno, Mr. Bond. Actually, I think that might just be a dead-end hall up there. Let's go up here. Is anything over here? Possibly? Chest. Give me what you got. The tonic. You know, sure. Dispersal wave is really not doing anything for us, so we'll keep that, like, until we go pick up the lamp, I guess. I've come to search your office, Mr. Spade. I don't want a cursed chest. There's like 3 or 4 of them down here sometimes. It's admittedly like it's impressive, but I just don't think I'm quite there yet. Babe and Switch is my favorite Nintendo property. That sounds like an unlicensed third-party game, if you know what I'm getting at. I am very fond of that joke, though. Like, there's a Nintendo Switch, why isn't there a Nintendo Dom or so? You see, it's funny because the Switch is family-friendly, but BDSM terms are not. Yes. We didn't really get to useless. I feel silly taking it now, but taking the dispersal wave would have been equally useless. So, I guess actually, now that I think of it, the smart thing to do would have been to leave it there in case we need an emergency heal later on. But to be honest with you, the tonic doesn't heal for very much anyway, and you can only use it once per level. So, you know, I don't think it's too big of a loss. And if you took an L, that means you took a loss. Okay. Level scaling's starting to catch up with us a little bit, but we can still take these guys out in strike. Well, 2 strikes, which is not too bad. Maybe we will need to get another weapon come the next floor, though. Although there's only one actual floor left in the game. It's boss, floor, and then boss. But the floor in question is a long one. I don't know if I've been there on camera yet. If I have, it can't have been for very long. Okay, hey, let's fucking not die. Just the thing that I would like to do. Jesus. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Mr. Axeman, give me an axe. Bum 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 bum. Make it the biggest axe that I've ever tossed. Bum 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 bum. I think that the bum 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 there might have been an original invention. It's been a very long time since I've listened to Mr. Sandman. Mr. Standman. Oh boy, there's a thought for you. Here we go. Took us a troublingly long time to get to any light there. Let's see, like, eating? No, I don't really. Root Grenade 5 is tempting. However, it does not actually stop enemies from attacking like the ice grenade does. And we're not really using the ice grenade for its damage potential, so I'm fine with sticking with that for the time being. Why did I think that that wouldn't hit me? That was just stupid. And I got hit while healing. I'm kind of fucking things up right now, and I'm not super happy about it. Ah, Christ. No, come on. Hustle, 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 hustle. Oh, boy. Alright. You know, I usually think that the Forgotten Sepulchre isn't actually that difficult. But, you know. The game has decided that today it will prove me wrong, apparently. Fuck you. Okay. The second we find a teleporter, we need to go back for that croissant. And there's one right here. I'm also going to do something I don't normally do, which is invest in a third stat just for the bonus HP. I will not be putting any more points into survival, but, you know, we needed it for our... Well, I mean, it's kind of right there on the tin, right? Yeah. Mr. Standman, is that a JoJo reference? Leave my chat. There will be no JoJo references at this time or at any time in the future. Gotta admit, I'm rattled. Cool. We are not in a situation that is by any means uncome-out-ofable. Unfixable. That's how people normally phrase that sentiment. But we do need to be careful. I don't really care about any of this. We don't really have enough money to refresh the shop and then buy something, so it's fine. If we absolutely need to, something we could end up doing is doesn't help me. Something we could end up doing is just kind of hanging around and waiting for the light to recharge. If we feel that we're gonna really need it. Suffice it to say, rather not have to do that, but desperate times, desperate measures, you know the rest. Right. I don't know is that the way we need to progress? It seems a little odd. Check up here. The person in the apartment below me is smoking that loud, and I can tell because my room suddenly smells like a dying skunk. The only real problem I have with living in the city is that there's way more people that, smoke marijuana just, recreationally in their homes, which actually wouldn't really be a problem if I didn't live above those homes. At least I assume it's the person below me. I guess it could be the college kids that live next door. But that would have to be some powerful stuff to get through all those walls. Whereas, you know. Sure. We will take this. I don't know why I even engaged him, to be honest. That was kind of stupid. But it worked out okay, I guess. Where do we want to head? Yeah, we want to keep going this way. I've gotten kind of mind flooded, to be honest with you. Or maybe that's the reefer, who knows. Okay, here's the crypt key. Now, let's head back up here. If we can leave this level, like, as soon as possible, basically. Normally you want to explore everything, but here I'm very much on the fuck, let's leave train. Yeah, here's the door to the clock room. Yeah, fuck it, let's do this. It didn't make it much better, but that's alright. Even a slight improvement is worth a lot of money at this point in the game. Alright, let's fight the Timekeeper. I hate this guy. We do have a sword, and I'm of the opinion that getting up close and personal is the best way to beat him. Let's take that theory to the test, shall we? Yeah. See, I have this condition where I'm unable to recognize that most of the time you don't want to use long-range weaponry against this fella. Wow, that was way too early a heal. Actually got one in okay there. But yeah, I'm not feeling great about that heal. Earlier on. Yeah, okay. We enter phase 2. Fuck. Brain, I need you to stop with the fucking crossbow, is the thing? Okay. Even though we got hit by the falling sword there, that was still more than fine. Fuck you. Fuck you. I also do need to remember that you can actually roll out of a crossbow setup in order to cancel it. There we go. Another blueprint, and a possible replacement for our explosive crossbow. Blueprint acquired velocity. Shots leave a trail of flames. Yeah, I think this actually is better. I feel dumb upgrading our crossbow a second time now, but oh well. Let's move on to High Peak Castle. As I fall on my duff in character. I'm not going to reforge the modifiers from that because they are flawless, basically. Let's give this to this fellow. Running speed duration bonus for kill combo multiplied by 3. That's interesting. Also, it's orange? I don't know what to make of that. Let's pop some points into this. I want to be able to find plus quality items just fucking lying on the ground. Yo, seriously, like, I know that this makes me uncool or whatever, but the person, whoever's lighting up is, like, fucking really going at it. If I knew more about weed, I could probably identify the strain from the smell alone. It's actually kind of giving me a headache. Which is weird, because I thought that marijuana was used to treat chronic headaches, but I might be wrong. I'm not gonna, like, call the cops or anything, because that would be just a bad idea for many reasons. Even if I did trust the CPD. But it is pretty fucking annoying. This is bad. I've gotten myself into a poor situation. These spearmen absolutely suck, in case you haven't noticed. It's not even that, well, I suppose, like, to be more precise, it's that they're too good, really. Yes. This is going to be better than the Nightlight. Markedly so, in fact. It also synergizes with our Ice Grenade. Because it does extra damage to frozen targets. In case you don't know, the Ice Grenade freezes things. Hey, is that... Yeah, that's the fucking, that's the sword from Transistor. I forget his name. But that definitely was the sword from Transistor. I've also seen Solaire from Dark Souls on the walls. Spartan Sandal 6. The idea of using the Spartan Sandals as a main weapon is foreign to me. I think they're better as, like, backup if you have a bow as your main, but, you know. Getting into details at that point. No. 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 Yeah. Everything here does so much damage. It's absurd. I'm actually gonna put another level in survival because, like, at this point, all of our damage is running off of, well, I guess except for the turret. Is that... Actually, yeah, that is enough of a thing to change my mind. I was gonna say, all of our damage is running off of, red, but the turret is a worthwhile consideration. Especially since I doubt we're going to be picking up anything else. If you've ever wanted to see the end game of Dead Cells, we're here. At least, no. Ooh, I almost made a huge mistake. Trying to heal while something is, bearing down on you. It's not the wisest decision if you're not aware. I think we do have a shot, provided we actually reach the final boss. The final boss is no joke. He is a strong combatant. I would never deign to say that we are anywhere near a shoo-in, just that a thing is possible. More like trans sister, am I right, sisters? You're not wrong, certainly. Oh! Fuck off. I'm not even taking extra damage from the crossbow anymore. If I was, that might have killed me. Alright, we need to do these rooms in order to get the good stuff. Trying to play like a little bit more cautiously right now. Just because we're running out of heals. And we're not at the end of this level yet. Need to remember that I can't really stun those guys. Right, there's like lava here. I don't think I ever figured out what the deal is with that. So actually, now that I think of it, this room might have just kind of been pointless. I don't know what you need to get in there. Over there, I guess, technically. I love Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Check out the green room. It's where all the green things happen. Times. About an hour and a half into the show. And only one run so far, which is a good sign, at least as far as fucking hell. At least as far as like my skill improvement goes. And of course I get struck as I'm like before the words even leave my mouth, literally. Okay, like yeah, right, I need to fight an elite monster now, is how this works. I'm quite confident if I get hit by this thing even once, I'm gonna fucking die, so let's, yeah, there we go. Key to the castle. There's more than one of those. I forget how many, I've only really gotten to the relevant portion of the game. We're dead. Why did I go down there? I ask and turn my head to look at the chat as though they somehow know, but I don't. That's a bummer. Let's see what we got for our starting items. Well, you know, Hayabusa boots and, oh, and I'm kicking arrows out of my feet. I like it. I also did just realize something, like, Um, Let me... go... Let me go use the restroom real quick and get another drink, and then we will get back to Dead Cells. What I got distracted by was that I noticed that my mouse was visible on the screen, but it doesn't seem to be recording it, so I'm not going to worry too much. I'll be back shortly. Don't go nowhere. Alright, I'm back. This is as good a time as any to remind you that if you enjoy what I do, you can either support me by subscribing to my Twitch channel or by donating directly via paypal.me/PlanetCam. Donations are never expected, but they are always appreciated. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's get back into things, shall we? Also, if you're wondering what that weird rattling sound was, that was me taking some ibuprofen because I have a little bit of a headache. Nothing some over-the-counter medicine can't fix. Let's go. Because we have the throwing knives, we could consider getting something we have has biters. That's the throwing knives. Okay, that's good. Like we could consider getting the sadism mutation, but perhaps that's actually thinking too far ahead. We might find some other weapon we like better before then. I'm still not over the fact that we're kicking arrows out of our boots. Arrow my baby, arrow my honey, arrow my ragtime gal. Send me your love through a quiver. Baby, my heart's a shiver. You abuse me, honey, you'll lose me. That's the way things go. And shoot me an arrow, and I'll know that I'm not alone. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever been genuinely kind of proud of one of my stupid song parodies. I don't really want the bow and quiver. Endless bow and quiver. Bow and endless quiver, that's what it's called. Hello, Zellian Zeal, Zellian Zexel. Is there no game volume? I can turn it up. It might just be kind of low. There was some when I checked earlier, but let me know if this is a little bit better. There was some when I checked earlier, but this computer's got a bunch of weird audio issues. Good run, thank you. I like to think so. Now, my hope is that we can make another one of those and not just have it be that's the one good run of the day, but we'll see. Probably also going to go, the slightly easier route this time instead of fighting Conjunctivius again. I just think that that's wise. Get a little bit of variety going on. I don't know why I keep tagging them with the knives. We don't have sadism yet. But yeah, never be afraid to give feedback regarding, especially the audio, because again, the computer's got a bunch of weird audio problems. My favorite one being that if you unplug a pair of headphones and plug them back in, it will this is more of a thing when I have other people commentating on the stream, but it will sometimes decide that Discord, for whatever reason, cannot be picked up by it. And the way that you fix that is you unplug the headphones and plug them back in. I don't know why it works that way. I've tried to think of reasons, and I can come up with none. You know what, let's go for a bit more of a ranged weapon-focused build this time. We had them as kind of a backup element last time, and that's fine, but there's an infantry bow down here. Why not, right? Might just be bugged. That's also possible. Need to get a little bit closer for the infantry bow to do its work. I guess it is kind of silly to call the infantry bow a ranged weapon. I mean, strictly speaking it is, but you don't ever want to use it from far away, usually. Well, pedantics, I suppose, at the end of the day. Or even, like, reverse pedantics, perhaps. Arguing for people to be less correct about things. Yeah. I really do like this weapon a lot. I think that's a, like, infantry bow, marksman's bow. You know, it seems kind of obvious, but also, like, you're kind of set, I think, if you get good ones of those two. That said, we are still quite early on, and I cannot imagine we will be sticking with this infantry bow, specifically for the rest of the run. That would indicate that something has gone kind of haywire. What is up here? Teleporter and a treasure chest. What you got for me? The Impaler. I like it, but we've already kind of invested a little bit into this bow, and we've invested our stats into what is, for lack of a better way to put it, you know, the dex equivalent, I guess. Got pretty far with an infantry bow and explosive crossbow. Those are both very good weapons. We actually, before you came in, we had an explosive crossbow for most of our last run. Before I eventually swapped it for something else, and I will eventually remember if I think about it long enough. Oh yeah, like a really, really good duplex bow. Sure, we'll unlock both of these right here. And we'll get some stuff going with this. So how does the barnacle work? I'm curious. Okay, it sticks to the ceiling nearby, and then that makes sense. I get you. We might make our secondary. What am I trying to say here? We might make our secondary survival. Get parting gift for now, which I am inordinately fond of, considering that it's probably not nearly as good as I think it is. Also, I didn't mean to go to the toxic sewers, but we can still get to the rampage from here, so it's fine. How far have you gotten in Dead Cells? I've never gotten past the castle. I have gotten past the castle once, and there is another boss immediately after that who is the final boss of the game, at least, you know, on a per-run basis. I don't know if there's looping in this game. I haven't looked into that. Ooh. Yeah, I will take the repeater crossbow, especially with fire, like, as a side benefit. Also completely fucked up avoiding those poison pits, but that's fine. Yeah, I also assumed that the game was a little bit longer, but, like, not complaining that it ends at the after the castle, just because I think maybe at that point you'd start to get into, like, 2-hour runs, and I think that that's a little bit much for a roguelike. At least, like, an action roguelike. In the, you know, the older school of roguelike design, more close to the norm, actually. I've had runs in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup that lasted multiple days that I didn't win. But that's just the kind of game that is. I think that's the speedrun door back there, rather than anything we can actually get to right now. Okay. Level up. Star mob? You mean the folks that have, like, the little asterisk over them and they carry the power-up scrolls. I do apologize. Like the mix of the fact that there is a slight delay on the stream, and the fact that I have to like turn my head to look at the chat because it's in on my laptop, does mean that it is difficult to implement advice in real time. I guess I could, now that I think of it, like play this in a window and have the chat behind it, but I think most people would rather the stream quality be a bit better than that. Than that being the having the chat up. If I could actually display the chat, that would be a different story, but still undergoing various trials and tribulations related to my Twitch account being a bit of a nonsense situation right now. Is all good. Y'all ever just like try to drop into a thing, but it won't let you do it? There we go. That was weird. Wave of Denial 2, sure. Not really into shields, as I've said many a time. Yeah, the thing with that's like the one problem I have is that occasionally the I don't know what the general term is for it. Ooh. Oh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna need to think about that. Like, I don't know what the general term is, but like the input guidance basically on this is occasionally a bit overzealous. But be like, obviously you want to climb up this ledge, and I'm like, actually, I just want to fall down. Ooh. Ooh. I'm into it. Yeah, okay. I mean, I feel bad about getting rid of the barnacle so soon, but also, like, those are both very good. Hadouken. More into the assault shield. Like, I think the shields are good. It's just, like, not really my, playstyle. I don't know. I do this at Dark Souls, too, sometimes, where I'll be like, I don't need a shield. But in Dark Souls, I am usually forced to eventually concede to the fact that actually maybe I do. In this game so far, I've not really had that problem. It kind of seems like dodging works just as well much of the time. Sort of a matter of how you approach your situations. Fire grenade, it's nice, but we're not really in the market for it. Slaps fire grenade, this baby can fit so many explosives in it. Hi, welcome to Planet Jane's Let's Plays, where I just say memes out loud and wonder why more people don't come to my shows. Is it? Are live stream shows? I guess they are. In like a sort of a loose kind of sense. I think the neighbors that were smoking weed earlier are now also like cooking fries. I distinctly smell fried potato wafting up through the floor. Patient that gave me bonus damage after repairing. Oh, cool. Yeah, that seems like it would be a solid setup, to say the least. Oh, okay, that's literally just the door to the ancient sewers. Yeah, we'll go to the ramparts. Take things a little bit easier this time around. The ramparts. Oh, I completely forgot to, like, give that, explosive crossbow serious consideration. That's alright. We had one of them on the last run. Honestly, like, I think I'm basically fine with what we got going on there. I think that we can, we can afford to sort of, spec into boss killing. I might actually reset and get rid of Parting Gift. So that way we can pick up the mutation that gives you extra damage when you're near a turret, the one that, increases skill regen time, and then maybe necromancy or something for a little bit of survival on the last level. We'll see. I'll give it a think. I might be kind of counting my chickens before they hatch, also, is the other thing. Wow, that wasn't my brightest moment. I also did just remember something that I read, which is that if you go like all the way to the right on the ramparts, there's like a hidden blueprint over there somewhere that you can get to via some invisible platforms. It's entirely possible that I'm being suckered into like a, you know, Pokemon truck kind of urban legend, but I want to give it a check. Provided we have, you know, enough, what am I trying to say here? Enough heals for me to be comfortable with doing that, because obviously if we fall, we'll take a fairly significant amount of damage. Okay. Need to get your head in the game here, self. These fellas are not that difficult. Wolf trap is fine. Not really what I'm looking for, though. Spaced out and jumped into the abyss but didn't fall. Oh, you found it by accident. Okay, I see. So, like, you accidentally took a leap of faith, and it turned out to be fortuitous. That's a word people should use more often. Fortuitous. I might actually be using it incorrectly. I think it's just a synonym for lucky, but I could be incorrect. Which would be most unfortuitous. Infortuitous? I don't know. In Fortnite-tuitous? Gratata. No, I just want to drop down. That's the thing. There we go. Say hello to my little friend and all that. You get an achievement for it too? That makes sense. As I remember going over there and being like, oh, there's nothing here. Weird. And then just like turning back and not bothering to give it a try. What the hell? Oh, it's a challenge rune, okay. Sure. We'll do this. I don't do these very often. Got an amulet. And a scroll of power. Now we just need to get out without dying. You know. Oh, what? Ah, okay. Just well-timed jumping, basically. Overthought that one for a sec. And there we go. What's with that? I thought they were challenge rifts, not easy rifts. I didn't think that the punchline drew, if you couldn't tell there. Is it a punchline when there's no joke in the first place? If a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to hear it, is a bear Catholic? Burn, baby, burn. Really, Dead Cells guy is kind of a jerk, to be honest, but that's okay. We forgive him because he's likable and has no head. Those two things aren't related, at least I don't think they are. Okay, yeah, sure, I'll take just a better version of the thing that I have already. Got lots of things that leave trails of flames on this run. Okay. No, sir. Okay, we're back to one-shotting enemies, which I'm very fond of. You get none of it, basically. It's what I'm trying to convey to these enemies, is that they do not get anything. Pop, pop, pop. Watching motherfuckers drop. I actually don't know where that lyric is from. You know, it's good, but I think what we've got is already is a bit better. Let's go. Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go. Alright, that's the Black Bridge. So, we will head down there when the time comes. Oh. Huh. Wait. What the hey? Usually there's a big open space here. Today, we've instead got a wall of spikes. That's very strange. I wonder if there's multiple configurations that the ramparts can generate in. I guess we'll have to get that blueprint another time. Hey, buddy. Let's unlock this and put the rest into the merchandise categories upgrade. Yeah, I'm gonna reset, I think. Yeah. And necromancy. I know that's not how you say necromancy. Bratata. Alright, let's fucking do this, shall we? The concierge. Who is not, like, really super a problem for me at this point, but underestimating your foes is bad in general. So, we should remain vigilant. Why did I heal there? That was stupid. There we go. Concierge who? Ah, now we got another chance to take an explosive crossbow. Crossbow, rather. What do we got here? Yeah, this seems pretty good. I think I'm going to replace the infantry. This is a hard decision. Yeah, like, it's better, and can potentially take out more than one enemy at once. But it is close, and I want that on the record. The record of what, I'm not quite sure, but the record. Oh wow, you gotta get it up to 100 cells in here before you even get, like, the starting bonus. Wow. The bars here are deceptive. As though they were written by Drake. Alright. I am gonna go real quick, use the restroom. And when I come back, we will tackle the Slumbering Sanctuary and hopefully not die, because I've had a spotty track record with this area. BRB. By the way, before I depart, it is worth noting that if you would like to support the streams, you can do so by either subscribing on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/PlanetJane, or if you're so inclined, you may support me directly at paypal.me/PlanetJane. Support is never expected, but is always appreciated. See y'all in a moment. I need to lay off the sugary drinks after, I guess technically there's no sugar per se in Diet Coke. Off of the sweet drinks after the show today, because I've had like 2 or 3 cans of Coke on stream, and also, or no, actually, I think this is only the second I've had on stream today. The rest was all iced tea, but still, you know. I don't want to get over caffeinated and get all jittery. It's a real concern. A real concern for real people. Right. So the Slumbering Sanctuary, which we have only been to once before on stream, I think. It's kind of a weird area in that there's no teleporters for the first part of it at all. We have to go find a switch which will turn all of these statues into living enemies. And also open these orange doors. The main thing that's a problem in here, well, before you turn the switch on, it's these weird floating phantom things. The marksman's bow. Oh. Ooh. I don't think we should. Because, like, we got, like, a nice mix right now. But we could take it in place of the repeater. And then we'd have, like, sort of the ultimate slow attack build. On the other hand, they both have pretty long wind-up times, which is not inherently, like, a huge problem. I am absolutely not going to hit you. Left the door open there. Which would be bad when fighting the Timekeeper. Is there anything here we can take? Doesn't seem like it. You know, on the other hand, as you can tell, we're kind of starting to hit a bit of a brick wall as far as DPS with the repeater. I don't know. It's a hard decision to make. Ooh boy. Okay. Oh, bad. What the hell? Oh, this isn't a chain. I thought it was. Fuck. Alright. We literally had 1 hit point left there. Goodness. I don't know if that was the game being generous or if we just got real fucking lucky. We can beat this, just not that way. Whoa! Hi, buddy. Yeah. That's fine, I think. Goodness, this place is going to be a nightmare to get out of. This is one of the more sprawling layouts for the Sanctuary I've seen. We should go get the Marksman's Bow. Like, it being not amazing against the boss doesn't matter if we never get the boss. And I think, as fun as the repeater has been to use, the marksman's bow will help us with that. And when we get to Timekeeper, we can try mostly just dodging and letting our turrets do the damage. I think that will work, albeit be kind of slow. But yeah. We could also go for the lightning bolt. I don't think that's the right idea, though. The right call. We also can use the marksman's bow at shorter range. It just doesn't do quite as much. Oh, this one's got piercing. I didn't even notice that. You know, I suppose this does leave an open question of when exactly we want to use the explosive crossbow, and I guess the answer there is when we don't have enough distance to use the marksman's bow. Also, the explosive crossbow doesn't run out of ammo, so that's something to consider as well. Those weird golem things you're seeing in some of the statues, they're the real enemy here. And they are beautiful. Okay. I am your opponent. I didn't think you'd be able to reach that far, to be honest with you. And I guess it is kind of the enemy's whole shtick, but like, dang. Jesus. Okay, there we go. I finally got the lily key, but I have no idea where to use it. I don't know either. How did you get it? Because, like, that's one of the things where I've basically got no idea. Like, I've already got all the mobility upgrades, so I know it's not anything like that. Yeah. Alright. How much of this do we want to go back through? That is the operating question right now that we need to ask ourselves. Ah, fuck. Yeah. Okay. Again, the golems. Bit of a problem. I'm calling them golems because I don't know what they're actually called. Nor do, to be honest, I particularly care. There we go. I probably should have been using the marksman's bow there, actually. Flies farther. I don't think we can really justify going back to get all that, to be honest with you. We have to trek all the way back here through a bunch of enemies, and it's just not... It just doesn't seem like a great business plan, you know what I mean? try to avoid aggroing these if at all possible. Why do I keep using the marksman's bow up close? It's the opposite of when I should be doing that. Brilliant. Fuck me. Uh-oh. Clock tower, clock tower, clock tower, clock tower. Okay. We run. We run like hell. Kill all nearby enemies first? What? Okay. Thankfully, I think the golem got done in somehow. Oh, that damn near gave me a heart attack. How are you guys doing on this fine day? Oh. Boy, that was something. Hello, Mr. Prisoner, sir. I don't know why you can do that, but you sure as hell can. To be honest with you, I kind of hate the clock tower. I find it confusing more than anything. But it is, I suppose, less difficult technically than the sepulcher. Let's not, right? That's one way to handle that, I guess. Gonna level with you. I think maybe going with the marksman's bow instead of the repeater was actually kind of a mistake. Albeit not one we can really fix right now. Right, we'll check that out in a moment. Or maybe we just need to use the marksman's bow a bit more intelligently. Could also be that I'm just dumb. Well, I mean, I guess I'm placing the blame on myself either way, but you know what I mean. Yes, turn around and walk away. Like a Christina Aguilera, not a Christina Aguilera, Kelly Clarkson. They're very different musicians. Song. Christina Aguilera singing Walk Away. There's a mental soundscape I'm never going to be able to get out of my brain. I don't really like that song, to be honest with you. Kind of glad that Kelly Clarkson doesn't really chart anymore. I mean, like, not on like a personal level, I'm sure she's a perfectly fine person, but I do not really care for her music. This is bad. Okay. Just Play it cool. Cool. Played. Playing cool. Ow. What the? Well, that was completely useless, but I sure did do it. You can't tell me what to do, door. I don't know what voice that was. Like, disgruntled Midwestern white teenager, I suppose. Right, there was another bridge down here. Ooh, I think that I found myself a bridge. Okay. Also, just to give an update on the weed situation, the smell of that loud has subsided. So I no longer feel as though I am suffocating in my own home. Technically, I suppose the deed is in our one roommate's name, but not the deed, the rental agreement? Is there, like, a more specific name for those? Deeds are what you get when you buy a house, which we do not have. Given that I am a millennial, I will probably never own a house. Which, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really care very much. It just sort of seems like a lot of trouble. I think this is slightly better. Emphasis on slightly. Because we are trading away the flaming shots. But, you know. As Lil Jon once said, shots, 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 shots. Turned down for what? Whoa, hi, I didn't really expect you to survive that. Duplex bow. I don't think that's a terribly good take right now. It is, as the people on Twitter say, a bad take. Can I ask something relatedly? And I realize that by simply saying this, I'm going to sound like the oldest person alive. When did we start calling opinions takes? Or not, I guess technically, like, a take is not the opinion, but it's the expression of the opinion. It's just a strange term, and I don't know from whence it originates. There are many kinds of takes, I am led to believe. There's good takes, bad takes, hot takes, cold takes, stale takes, Outback Takehouse. There's a Twitter account for you. Free Twitter account idea, Outback Takehouse. Their entire thing is they just, like, retweet bad opinions on food. Look, the concept needs some work, but the name is there, and if you've got the name, you've got like 50% of the work done already. At least that is what I have been led to believe by various people I've known who've been in bands over the years. Alright, we're closing in on the final half hour of the stream. It would be great if we could cap the stream with me winning the game, but that's a major case of counting chickens before you purchase them. So let's try to kill the timekeeper first, you know what I mean? I think if anything's gonna save us here, it's remembering that we can roll out of the crossbow's draw animation. Ooh, that was stupid. Why did I do that? I will say though, our turrets are doing a number on him, so like I'm pretty happy about that. Also, I horribly, horribly mistimed that. We survived. I actually thought that we died. Like, oh. Well, I suppose that, you know, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. We will, of course, do one more run to round out the stream. If it ends up going a little bit over time, that's fine. The Valmont's Whip and the Lightning Bolt is a weird combo to start with. Also, you can't duck while channeling the Lightning Bolt. I need to remember that. I want to like the Valmont Whip, but its crit requires you to hit them with the very tip of the whip, which sounds very suggestive said in that tone of voice, or for that matter, any tone of voice. But, yeah, it's a little bit hard to get my head around, honestly. Because, like, you don't have the full length of the thing for reference at all times. So you gotta kind of eyeball it, and I really, really am not doing a great job of making it sound like I'm not talking about a dick right now. I think the next stage of my Dead Cells play is gonna be, like, learning how to deal with the Timekeeper in ways that aren't just, get right up in his face or die. Because I believe it's possible. Let's spec into brutality. Do like we did on the first run. Or maybe this will be the run where we take a shield. It's probably not gonna be. I'm just gonna spoil that for you right now. Oh, Clinotaxis is playing Teleglitch, Die More edition. This is much better, I think, than the whip, unfortunately. Was interrupted while I was snarking at my friend for playing a video game a lot. How dare he, right? Like, what a jerk. Playing a video game for many years and enjoying it long after it comes out and has left the zeitgeist. I've never played Teleglitch, incidentally. It's actually quite a good game. Not like 100% my cup of tea, but it's one of those top-down action roguelikes, but this, like, in spirit, I guess, is how I'd put it. It's a little bit closer to the older forms of the genre. There's a lot of item combination, and, like, it's very hard, like, much more difficult than something like this, or Isaac, or whatever. I was never able to get super far, but I believe he's beaten the game a number of times. The Promenade of the Condemned. We will probably go out that way, actually, just because we haven't really this stream yet. How do I get down here? I have to use one of the teleportation totems. Oh, okay, there's the other one right there. Speak of the devil and he will arrive. At least that's what they tell me. There's a shield there. We could take it. Not gonna, though. I do like the lightning bolt. I think it's very fun. I don't know how good it is, per se, but... Let me put it this way. You don't have to sell me very hard in a video game on being able to fire lightning out of my fucking hands. It's just not something that requires that level of... What would I say? That level of salesmanship to get me to like it. Kind of already into. Lightning, if you're not aware, in addition to being very, very frightening, is also pretty rad. I guess there's just nothing up here. We definitely didn't make the time door, but we should at least take a look, see if there's any power scrolls down here. There are not. Sometimes they put one in front of the door down there. I don't know why. Seems like kind of a strange thing, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Are you? Well, don't. Those teleporting sword guys are, these were the bane of my existence for the longest time, and they still occasionally give me problems. Fireball. There is also, relatedly, a fireball a blueprint that I know you can unlock, but I don't know how to get it. We'll sub-spec into green. Try various combinations today, you know? Oh, hey, another lightning bolt. And this one's just better, so, yeah. Ooh, the wrenching whip. I should have taken a look at that first. That's one of my favorite weapons in the game. As I say, at least one time per stream, often more often. Well, if we can get the cash, we'll try to remember to head back there and pick it up. Although we're already halfway through the level, so I don't know about that. The Hayabusa boots are also good. Let's not mince words here. And so is the lightning bolt that we bought. Basically just a straight upgrade over the one we had before. There are situations in which you'd rather have burning than poison, but you know, it's not the Magic the Gathering style strictly better, but it's pretty darn good. And being picky about that pretty darn goodness will only lead you to sorrow. Or something. I got lightning and kicks. I'm basically that one dude from Mortal Kombat. I think his name is Raiden, which literally just is the Japanese word for lightning, I'm pretty sure. Imagine naming your child Raiden. Or, sorry. Imagine naming your child Lightning. That would be pretty sick. Marksman's bow, phaser 2. I guess we'll take the phaser, but like, it's not really good. At least I've never found it to be particularly good. Like, oh, You know, you could do the teleport behind you type thing, but the actual utility seems to be sort of limited. Where the fuck is the... There it is. I was gonna say, where's the dummy? I actually did just use the thing to fairly decent effect right then, so maybe just haven't given it enough of a chance. I don't know. I am curious, incidentally, and this is true whether you are here presently in the chat or watching the VOD, what people would like to see take up the Thursday night slot eventually when Dead Cells rotates out. I do have like some Isaac planned for what is it, next year when the new expansion comes out, but that's obviously a ways off yet. So or actually it might be sooner than that. I don't remember. Point being, we're gonna do Isaac at some point, but not right away. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'm open to pretty much anything. Although I feel like roguelites, such as this, fit with the nature of my niche best. Yeet. Now, if I wanted to be a real joker, I could take the ice shard, but I'm not going to do that. I feel like the key to being good with the lightning is to not be afraid of the overcharge that can hurt you. It does very little damage in my experience. Not that you ever want to get the to get hurt with it, but like it's not as deadly as one might assume. What you got for me? Barnacle. And I don't think this is really the run to try out the Barnacle. Although, actually, now that I think of it, I probably would have rather had that than the phaser. I should really think about my equipment choices for more than, like, 3 seconds. But if I did that, that would occasionally, like, require me to admit that I didn't know something. Which, as we all know, is anathema to me. Interesting. Maybe we can get something out of that room right there. Let's go investigate real quick. Oh, and we can't even interact with this. That's a little disappointing. Shelf. Here we go. Bloodsword 2. I don't really want it, to be honest with you. I don't know why the rose keys still generate after you've unlocked all that, but whatever. It does seem kind of weird. I was just about to say that this particular Promenade of the Condemned seemed unusually long. Let's head back here. I don't know if we have enough to buy the wrenching whip. We do! Awesome! Pachoo, pachoo. Farewell, Hayabusa boots. Boots of boots. Let me tell you about my Hayabusa boots. Hayabusa boots. Just Hayabusa it. That's what the word Hayabusa means, right? Someone who Hayabusas. Bum 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 bum. Gastronomy is kind of a weird one because I sort of can't ever see myself taking it unless I'm speccing into survival, which I never do. But maybe I will find a use for it someday. Someday in the distant future. During a far-off era. Far beyond what we, I'm being far too dramatic about this. Yeah. Get the brutality. Basically love the wrenching whip. It's so bad. No. It'd be kind of funny if there was like a gauntlet weapon in this game called the Power Glove. It wouldn't get like a genuine laugh out of me, but I would, you know, sensible chuckle, as people used to say, and sometimes still do. I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. Like, sure. Not really feeling any of the secondary weapons we've gotten this run yet. Other than the burning grenade, which is like, rarely is the burning grenade the wrong choice. It can be the not right choice, but I do feel like there's a distinction there. Like, if you didn't choose correctly, that's a shame. But if you made the wrong choice, that means you fucked up. There was grave mismanagement somewhere in your plan. I didn't think you could bust those open, but I kind of wanted to just check and see. Because I'd never actually tried before, if you can believe it. Doors, busting them down. I forgot that you could electrify water in this game. Rarely is that super relevant, but it is cool. Forgot that whips ignore shields. really, like, it's actually one of the main selling points of the thing. Especially in cases like this one. Topaz Amulet 5. This one's a sell. Cool. You know, I've never thought about this before, but I think, like, the amulets work like Diablo style. Like, the metal or stone determines what their first modifier is. Because, like, I think gold ones always have get gold as well as a sell. I might be wrong about that. It is basically an educated guess. You might say that it's just my hunch. She's got someone else. I don't know if I've ever actually listened to that song. That was brilliant. Just, like, let yourself get hit by the arrow, basically. Not that it mattered, but it's the principle of the thing. Skinner. Skinner! Oh. See, I would take that if I didn't basically hate the rapier, but I do. So, I don't know. I'm gonna need to think on that for a minute while I continue just basically ravaging the land with my wrenching whip. I tore open a portal in time, etc., etc. This is better than the lightning bolt. Like, all respect due, the heavy crossbow is basically just a fucking shotgun. Like, the DPS isn't even that much higher than our whip. I'm good, honestly. Aurora Borealis. Yes. At this time of year, at this time of day, localized directly within this castle. Entirely, not directly. I almost got the entire thing right there, I think. Right, need to adjust my tactics slightly, because I no longer have the lightning bolt. I don't think that scene from The Simpsons will ever get old to me. And I'm normally not one of those people that's like, ooh, The Simpsons, greatest cartoon ever made. And if you think otherwise, you know, you're a horrible person. I hear a lot of, like, weird animation didactism about The Simpsons. Mostly from people that don't watch a lot of other cartoons. Not to be gatekeepy. But, like, I'm normally very much not one of those people. I think it's a pretty good show that eventually became, like, a pretty bad one that is still sometimes alright. But the fucking Aurora Borealis thing, just... I don't know if it's just that I've now seen it so many times that it's, like a pattern recognition thing, but it's really funny to me, and I don't know why. Spread some flammable oil on the enemy. You know, we'll take Corrupted Power. Like, we never... I don't really take it very often. So, sure, let's take it out for a drive. It had its moments, and it certainly did get worse with time. Yeah, that's about what I would say too. The early episodes of the show, I actually do quite like it. It's just I don't know, like this is sort of a recurring conversation that happens whenever people bring up liking to various kinds of animation. But I guess I've just always kind of been more of an anime girl, and like there's a lot of Western cartoons that I do like. Um, and many of those are comedies. But I don't know that The Simpsons is like my favorite of those. If I had to pick a single favorite, it would probably be Ed, Edd n Eddy. Yeah, there it is. Secret zone discovered, and there's the thing. The Nerves of Steel. This is the bow that we did pretty well with last stream. We got like a rare drop that was that for some reason instead of one that we'd unlock, which is a thing that can happen on rare occasions. Yes, alright. Go drop this off at the collectors. And then we will fight the concierge as I smack away this small bug that is bothering me. 80! Wow. Oh, so it actually does run off the survival stat as well, so I guess we could have tried to unlock that and take it, but we didn't have enough anyway, so... Nerves of Steel is a weapon that I like a lot from the one time that I used it. And I'm aware that that's kind of silly to say, but, you know. I will say that there's the occasional later episode of The Simpsons that I think is underrated. There's, what is it? Eternal Moonshine of the Simpsons Mind, I think is the episode's title. Obviously, punning off of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. But, that was really good. At least I remember liking it a whole lot. But, definitely I think more than anything, it's kind of fallen victim to plot recycling. Like, there's only so many times you can tell, X story with these characters. It still pulls numbers, though, so clearly somebody's watching it. As far as Western animation stuff I do like, that's more recent. I know this is very stereotypical for someone who's a transgender woman, but I'm pretty into Steven Universe. Liked Adventure Time a lot as well. Saw the series finale, rather, the other day. It was lovely. An excellent send-off to a show that I basically have been into on and off since I was a kid. Well, I guess more like a youngish teenager. It premiered in 2010. I would have been... Or no, 2011. No, it was 2010. Anyway, I would have been, like, 16? That sounds right, yeah. So since I was a teenager, basically. It was kind of wild to see it, to see the last episode of Adventure Time. It's kind of one of those shows that, like, it is what it is to such an extent that, you sort of can't believe that that it will ever end, and then it just does. We're gonna take this instead of the regular grenade, just for variety's sake, basically. Quite good. Not sure which one you were responding to there, but yeah, no. But yeah, so, like, I'm big into those. I There's gotta be some others. I was into Gravity Falls a couple years ago when that was still on the air. Although I do have the like middlingly popular, for what I can tell, opinion that the ending wasn't terrific. But you know, and there's 2 shows that are coming, or 3 shows actually that are coming out next year that I am looking forward to in that arena, and those being Infinity Train, the one that Disney is showing is like a magical girl show. The name will come to me. We should take this, I think. Owl House? Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. And then, in sort of the same vein, I am actually, like, apparently the only person that is excited about Crunchyroll's magical girl, like Western magical girl show, High Guardian Spice. Now, will I end up liking all of those enough to actually follow them all to their eventual conclusions? Who can say? Also, who can say where the wind blows? But, you know, I'm at least excited to check them out. Now, you might notice that those are all technically kids' cartoons, except maybe Spice? I don't know who that's aimed at demographically. I think that might be more for, like, teenagers. But, you know, that's just how it is sometimes. That's how it is on this bitch of an earth. I don't know why I insisted on getting the marksman critical hit there twice in a row. I am also aware that we're closing in on like when I normally end the stream and are not particularly close to the end of the run. That's fine. Like, we can go a bit over. I occasionally go a bit under on some streams. Going a bit over is fine also. Although, having said that, I feel like anytime I'm in a Dead Cells run and I point that out, I then, like, immediately die, which I swear to you is not intentional, at least not on a conscious level, but it is kind of funny. Vampirism is, like, not good. I wish it was, but it's not really. Why did I shoot him at close range with the bow and arrow? That was dumb. Important thing to remember is that you can turn during your bow draws. And the reason that that's important to remember is that occasionally you do what I did right there, and you accidentally turn away from the thing that you're trying to hit. Oh, cursed treasure. Do I think I can pull this off? Like... Okay. I'll level with you. It is getting close to the end of the stream. So, well, I am more willing to take this gamble than I would be if it was not, like, you know, at the halfway point or something. And it wasn't even really anything that I wanted, to be honest. What's up with these Hayabusa boots? Plus 100 damage. Like, we'll try them out. We'll make a good faith effort. I'm going to try to be, like, as cautious as possible, essentially. Also, there's no reason to not use Corrupted Power when we're cursed. Because, you know, pardon me if this is obvious, but if I get hit, I will die anyway, so it doesn't matter whether or not we're taking more damage in, like, a theoretical world where we don't have a curse on us at the given moment. Okay. Apparently kicking things in the face counts as playing cautiously. Also, we broke it while I wasn't even paying attention. So, I guess we're good. And I guess these Hayabusa boots are worth keeping. Much as I will miss the wrenching whip, for it is my wife. No, it's not. You know. Variety's good, too. Where's the key? Actually, we should probably, like, go in all these. Might find, some better, equipment. We were in this one already. This is where we found the cursed chest, I think. But, I do tend to skip these by accident a lot of the time when I'm playing the, Stilted Village. Which is why I don't go here very much anymore. I kind of tend to prefer the, Slumbering Sanctuary of the Graveyard, as far as, like, their payout goes, even though both are markedly harder than this area. But, you know. Wait, we were here already, too. What did we get in here? I don't know. No more curse? Yeah. I have to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that I'm able to do that so consistently now. By which I mean I've done it twice today. So I'm gonna make the classic mistake, probably, which is assuming, like, doing it once and then assuming that that means that I can do it forever. Also, we totally fucking have the key already. I'm an actual fool, essentially. There is, I have long wondered what this is about. There's actually... Why can't I walk up? There's actually, like, a little bit of area up here. Yeah. Like, where you can not use the key? I don't know what the point of that is. There might be more farther up. Or, I guess the point would be that you don't use the key. Maybe you can... There might be somewhere in here where you can, like, unlock a blueprint by having 2 keys. Or I guess you could take your choice of going to the Sanctuary or the Clock Tower more freely. Is, like, the other option. As for why that would be there, I don't know. Worth thinking about, I guess. Oh dear. I think we should re-roll the mods on these colorless boots when I get the chance. Maybe a speedrun kind of thing? That could be it too. There is definitely some stuff in this game which is, like, made with that in mind. And I think that, I don't know why I said that with such an intense inflection there. But I think that time might be how they score the daily challenges, which one of these days I will remember that those exist and will do one on stream. Not today, apparently, though. I think this is the way to the Sepulchre, which is where I would like to go. Yeah. We've been taking it easy on this run so far. Let's crank up the difficulty like half a notch, you know? I really genuinely do not think that the Sepulchre is much harder than the Clock Tower. Before we tackle it, though, I'm going to go use the restroom once again real quick. Yeah, upgrade to plus quality. Show me what you got. That's really not any better at all. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, I guess it probably does more damage now. Yeah, plus 125 damage. Goodness. Anyway, I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. All right. Let's get back to the game here. Good a time as any. While I have a little bit of extra time in the stream. To remind you that if you would like to support the stream and are able to do so, you can subscribe to me on my channel over at twitch.tv/PlanetJane, or you may donate directly at paypal.me/PlanetJane. You can also find me on Twitter at planet_Jane if you'd like to keep up with announcements about the streams and stuff like that. Alright, that's enough marketing spiel for the day. Let's go kick the shit out of some bad guys. Honestly, like, are they the bad guys? This game is not terribly, like, there's morality at play here, but it is gray at best. I think it's less that we're the good guys and more that these, corrupted fellas, these corrupted folks are bad by virtue of trying to kill us. Also, okay, there we go. Y'all ever aggro just like 8 of these guys at once? Okay, I'm actually suddenly very glad that we got those boots. To be honest, if the curse chest guaranteed a colorless item, I might use them more often. But I am starting to wonder if they might just have like a greater chance to drop one, which in of itself is worth a lot. Yeet. Finally, something to replace the corrupted power that we're not really using. It's good for boss fights and stuff, I guess, but, Or is it good for boss fights? I'd have to think about that one. Because taking 30% extra damage against a boss is no joke. We should go, like, reset our light meter, I guess. I don't quite know how the darkness mechanic works, even still. Just know if you're away from a light for too long, it's bad news. Where do we go? My lovely. Maybe I missed something down here? No? This is just... Oh, right, we got the fucking key. I'm... dense. Or possibly just getting a little bit tired. One or the other. Although I suppose they don't have to be mutually exclusive. Keys. Y'all remember code MENT? Whoa, 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 whoa! Hi! Fucking jeez, buddy! Okay. That could have gone much, much worse. Is this better than our boots? It is not. Sadly. Okay. Like, let's get it together here for a second, shall we? My God. I don't know why I randomly drew my bow in the middle of that fight right there, but, you know. Probably should have recycled that saw blade trap if I wasn't going to use it, but oh well. Fantastic. Let's hustle. Go. Really. Go. Valmond's whip is just, like, not very good. Like, I'm just gonna recycle this, because neither of those are particularly worthwhile, I don't think. Yeah, I can definitely feel a little bit of stream fatigue starting to set in. There's a reason I generally cap my streams at 3 hours. Sometimes I have the energy to go longer, but it's not really a sure thing. But, like, again, I'm not going to quit in the middle of a run. That would just be silly. Okay, I guess we'll just walk back here real quick to light back up. Really just, no lights. Here we go. Okay. I really think that the main thing that makes the Sepulchre hard is that the darkness mechanic kind of makes you panic a little bit. Because it does drain your health very quickly if it does set in. It's like fucking drowning in Sonic the Hedgehog. Or actually, wait, that's not how that works in Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know what game I'm thinking of. Like, Half-Life, maybe. Two, like, very different things. I think the reason my mind went to Sonic the Hedgehog is because of that terrifying alarm that they play when you're close to drowning. Generally, by the time you hear that, you know, it's already too late. Okay. Oiled Sword 5. Not really interested, even though the combination of an Oiled Sword and the Victim's Burn thing is a little bit tempting, but I think we've kind of got our endgame weapon right here. At least end-ish game. We might get something better from the Timekeeper after we kill him, but who can say? Oh, kind of expected you to die, honestly. Thank you. That's an optional fight where we can get some more keys to unlock blueprints that are no longer there. Alright. Let us rock and or roll. That's also from The Simpsons, actually, now that I think of it. Basically just button mashing, which is not a good thing to do in this game, ever. Ooh! We somehow healed through that, okay. And not that one. The timekeeper continues to kind of be a stopping block as far as like getting to the actual end of the game. I want to take a look at something real quick before I end the stream. I've heard tell that no, not you. That somewhere near the beginning is like a little fun little Easter egg if you're inclined to seek it out. Maybe it's down here? Maybe it's back. I think it might be in there. So let's grab this rapier from over here. I just want to take a check and see if this is an actual thing. Yeah, it's the like a random piece of the starting equipment that they give you before you unlock the ability to get a piece of equipment from your unlocks. That was phrased very confusingly, but you know what I mean. We're not going to take that, obviously, when I eventually do play this run. But anyway, yeah, that is all for tonight. Thank you guys for coming out. Once again, if you'd like to keep up with updates relating to the stream, you can do that at twitter.com. I am at Planet Jane on that platform. That's about all. So thank you guys again one final time for coming out. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.